Dear students, welcome to the part 1 video lesson on the chapter Final Speech in the movie The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin. This chapter is included in the Common Course text Signatures, Expressions of the Self, prescribed by the University of Calicut for the 3rd semester UG program. This is the second chapter of the second module of this text. I am Vasana R., Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government College, Madapalli. In the previous videos, we have discussed the life and career of Charlie Chaplin and also about the film The Great Dictator, in which you have this awesome speech. Hope all of you remember the story of the film The Great Dictator. If not, go back to our earlier videos and refresh your memory. Also, I have shared the movie The Great Dictator with you. Hope you have watched it as well. Today, we are going to analyze the chapter you have to study, the speech delivered by the barber, the character of Chaplin, who, in the guise of the dictator Adenoid Hynkel, is addressing the citizens of Tumania. After the victory of Tumania on the neighboring country Austerlitz, the citizens of Tumania had gathered there to hear their leaders, that is, Adenoid Hynkel's words. The people gathered there do not know that the person who is addressing them is not Hynkel but a poor barber disguised as Hynkel. The barber who in his whole life had never ever seen such a massive crowd is actually scared and tensed. When he was called upon to address the audience, the barber hesitates to go to the stage. But Schultz forces him to address the people. Otherwise, they would get in trouble, as both of them had escaped from Hynkel's prison and Hynkel's soldiers are in search of them. Finding no other go, the barber goes to the stage and stands in front of the huge crowd. But after his initial hesitations, he starts speaking. He begins his speech in a very low voice, apologizing for what Hynkel as a dictator has done to this world. This is the context of this speech. Yes, shall we go to the lesson now? Don't worry if you don't have the text with you. I have given the whole chapter here. I have highlighted the difficult words in yellow. The meanings of the words are given in grey color. Below each paragraph, you will also get a brief summary and analysis. I will read the paragraph with necessary explanations. Listen to it carefully. Then we will go to the analysis at the end of the paragraph. The speech as a whole is delivered in very simple English, which anyone can understand. You will not find it difficult if you read it carefully. Okay, here it goes. Final speech in the movie The Great Dictator. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there is room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Coming back to the paragraph, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. Charlie Chaplin's character begins his speech in an apologetic way. He says sorry for what he, as an emperor, did to the whole world. He admits that he doesn't want to rule or conquer anyone. that is not what he wants or interested in. This statement is something that will definitely surprise anyone because nobody will expect Adenoid Hinkle to be apologetic for what he is. But here the person who is addressing is not Hinkle, as you know. He is the barber. Also, one very important point you must keep in your mind is that Charlie Chaplin uses this opportunity to express his genuine thoughts about the violence and bloodshed in the world caused by the dictators like Hitler and Mussolini. Coming to the paragraph, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile. Gentile is a person who is not Jewish. Black man, white. Chaplin clearly states that he wants to help all, whether that be a Jew or a non-Jew or a black or white. Coming to the next line, we all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. Chaplin goes on to say that man by nature is helpful. People must help one another. We must survive by helping others and making them happy. We should not live by creating miseries in others' life. We don't want to hate and despise one another. Chaplin asserts that we should not hate, look down upon others. Despise means to feel a strong dislike for someone or something because you think that person or thing is bad or has no value. Coming to the next line, in this world there is room for everyone. And the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. Chaplin says, each one of us has a space in this world and the earth has enough resources to cater to the needs of everyone. Coming to the next line, the way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Chaplin states that we can live our life in a free and beautiful way, but the sad thing is that we missed or lost it. We don't know now how to live on this earth freely, peacefully, which makes life more beautiful. Coming to the summary and analysis of the paragraph, the barber who has been mistaken for the dictator Adenoid Hinkle is forced to address the audience of Tumania. He is so scared to stand before such a huge crowd. The frightened expression on his face and his mechanical movements show clearly the anguish in him. But in a few minutes, he collects himself and starts speaking. He starts his speech by saying sorry for what he is. He says he doesn't want to be an emperor, which is not a thing that he wants to do. He clearly says that he doesn't want to rule or conquer anyone. On the other hand, he wants to help everyone, irrespective of their race, creed, color, or nationality. He also says that it is the nature of human beings to help each other, to survive by giving happiness to others and not by making others' life miserable. It is not the nature of man to hate or look down upon others. All of us have equal rights to stay here, and each one of us do have a space in this world. The earth has enough resources to cater to the needs of everyone. The path of life is free and beautiful, but unfortunately we have lost it. Here, Charlie Chaplin is not just addressing the crowd gathered there. He is speaking to the whole world, to you and me. He is sorry about the present situation where there is total unrest and chaos. The humankind has lost the beautiful way of life because of selfish interests. The speech starts in a mood of despair. Shall we move on to the second paragraph? I'll read it once. Please listen. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. Coming to the para again. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. According to Chaplin, the main reason for all these violence and bloodshed is man's greed. Greed has poisoned our souls. It has created barricades. Barricade is a barrier across a way to stop someone from getting inside. For example, during street fighting or a protest. Barricade is a wall or a fence to prevent others from entering a place. Chaplin says, greed has created a barrier or it has barricaded the world with hatred. The barrier is made of hatred. He means to say that because of greed, people hate each other and this prevents us from freely mingling with our fellow beings. This hatred towards others has created all the violence, misery and bloodshed. Chaplin says this hatred has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. Goose-stepped is a military style of marching. Particularly the Nazi soldiers' military marching is called goose-step. Chaplin tries to tell that the world is now marching towards misery and bloodshed because of the hatred among men. This hatred is in turn created by leaders whose minds are poisoned with greed. I hope you got it. Moving on to the second line. He says, we have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Chaplin tries to explain further by pointing out our technological developments. He says, although we have invented speedy vehicles and gadgets, we are not able to move out freely. Our minds are so self-centered that we have stopped ourselves from reaching out to help others. Moving on to the next line. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Machines always give us comforts and make our life richer and convenient. But unfortunately, machines have created deficiency instead of richness. Coming to the next line. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. Chaplin tells us how this deficiency occurred in our lives. As our knowledge increased, we became more doubtful. We lost the ability to believe the goodness in others. Cynical means not trusting or respecting the goodness of other people and actions, but believing that people are interested only in themselves. Our cleverness has made us cold-hearted and cruel. We have become more reasonable, but we lost the ability to feel for others. we don't know how to empathize. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Chaplin asserts that more than becoming clever, we have to become kind, soft, and polite in our dealings. Coming to the next line, without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. According to Charlie Chaplin, these are humane qualities. Humane means having or showing compassion. These are humane qualities. Without them, life will be violent and we will lose our precious life. Coming to the summary and analysis of the above paragraph, Chaplin further says that greed is the root cause of all these troubles. Greedy leaders instill hatred in the minds of their citizens and prompt them to engage in wars and bloodshed. He says men are technologically advanced, but this has not improved their life. We have invented powerful machines and speedy vehicles, but we are not able to move freely. Machinery that gives us riches has made us more selfish. The knowledge we gained has made us more doubtful. We lost trust. We don't respect the goodness in others. Of course, we are clever, but we are selfish and cold. Chaplin says that humanity has lost its ability to feel, to empathize. He acknowledges that more than machinery, we need humanity. It is better to be kind and gentle than to be clever. If these humane qualities are not there, life on earth will become violent and will be lost. Chaplin's words are really an eye-opener for the whole world. We need to look into ourselves critically and modify us so that everyone can live peacefully on this earth. Dear students, we shall conclude for today. Hope you understood the paragraphs well. We shall continue with the chapter in the next video. Thank you.